Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to tonight's council meeting. Would you please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call meeting to order. Open roll call.
Goodell.
Here.
Slater.
Here.
Rusher.
Here.
Hader.
Here. Now we need a motion to approve the agenda as printed.
Move to approve.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We'll need a motion to approve the minutes of the January 7th, 2013 work session and the January 7th, 2013 regular council meeting.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Under communications, anything from all the people in attendance this evening? If not, Clint, People Service Monthly Report.
Well, we're moving right along with construction there. They've started sandblasting inside a week ago. They, what's their names again, out of Cherokee? Monica, whatever. Got the whole well side section all masked off and everything and started. And I think they just completed, it was Friday, the inside of the center column of the skirt. So there was a few little holes he blew through, but it looks like that should be taken care of. The Lance was on site today, Fox. And we had a water main breakage, you might have noticed out there in 169. It was a 4-inch. Went across there. Of course, we had to get readings because it's DOT and they require certain signage and certain way the concrete has to be. So we had them come in. But they were started at 8 o'clock and by, I think, a little after 11, the leak was fixed. That was what I think they just had 2 guys there. Was pretty much doing it. So they got in and out of there really quick. So.
Did I hear they have to come back in and redo that in the spring or something?
Yeah, and what the DOT requires, they had to use the certain quick cure, whatever, but they have to then go back, take that out, and they actually pin it they have to pin it in, is what they have to do. So that's just one of the DOT requirements, so.
Yeah.
But we got that fixed, but now we think there's possibly, Marty thinks there's another leak possibly. There might be a couple, maybe small 2-inch, he said, just by the way we're doing more flow, we're pumping more raw out, so they just haven't come up yet, so it's
Yeah.
just one of those deals that time of the year, and no snow covers. But that's about it, so getting some pumps rebuilt out the wastewater plant, so.
You guys are still on a 16-hour run
Yeah,
time?
we're running, yeah, they're running. I've had to pull another guy off to split 2 shifts. One guy comes in at 3 in the morning, runs 3 to noon, and another guy from 9 to 6 at night. Because the pump, or the spring side doesn't pump as much, so it's just longer run times. And then if you throw a leak in there, that gets even longer yet, so. But yeah, a weekend was typical. I did this last weekend. There was 2 16-hour days, so we're getting along, so. Questions, comments, or?
The big tanks, the ones next to the road, that'll get like that EFA stuff on it then, that red.
It'll be, I think,
What do those get on?
I think that's a precast.
Yeah.
It'll go on
Stuff
the
that,
outside of that.
stuff that was kind of leaned up against a tree
Yeah.
then or whatever, kind of like a brick, okay.
Yeah. No, it's not gonna look like that.
No, but I mean, I was trying to think of what I did for the EFA steel.
That's what I asked. People have been asking me, and I said, I think there's something that goes on the outside of that.
Graffiti.
Yeah.
It's some
Okay, thank you.
painters in there, so.
Is there something that goes on the outside of the building too?
Yeah.
Same stuff.
Same stuff?
It'll,
Been so long, I can't
Looks like
remember.
kind of looks like red fire brick, you just solid panel almost anyway, in a way, and it's up before, it's very heavy and thick, so. Kind of a recast.
I'm gonna ask Lance to give an updated drawing, because I've had, same thing, I had
Yeah.
several people ask, well, what's it actually gonna look like? And, you know, we moved the contact tank, the one right next to the road, we've moved that since the last time we looked at a drawing, and a few other changes, so it'd be good to just get something that we can get in front of the public to kind of give them an idea of what it's gonna look like when it's finished. So we've got a long ways, still got till July till we
Right.
start really getting to the meat of it, so.
Good. Thank you, Clint. Under new business, we need a motion to approve the hiring of Gary Malang as sanitation collection effective January 14th, 2013.
Who we approve?
Second.
Gary's not here to accept that position.
He doesn't get it off to warrant. No, I didn't have him come in, but Gary was the finalist for, one of the finalists for the street position. He reapplied for this position. I think he applied for the parks position too. He's been wanting to get on with the city and comes with absolutely fantastic recommendations. Heck of a worker. I think he'll do a fantastic job. So.
Cool. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved, Gary. Next, we need a motion to approve the renewal of a Class C beer permit, a Class B wine permit, and Sunday sales privileges for, my glasses for that, for the Dolgen Corp. LLC, doing business as Dollar General Store, number 8761. Everything in order, Gloria?
Yes, it is.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And we also need a motion to approve the renewal of a Class C beer permit and Sunday sales privilege for Al's Corner Oil Company, doing business as Sparky's One Stop. Everything in order again, Gloria?
Yes, it is.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Under resolutions, we need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution number 2013-06. A resolution setting Monday, February 4th, 2013 at 5:30 PM as a date and time for a public hearing to review rezoning requests as recommended for approval by the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Planning and zoning met and made several recommendations to change three areas, the three areas listed in the resolution and the corresponding zoning in those areas, and to change two zoning districts to include new language. The three changes, Area 1, which is the Northwest Industrial Park, is a change from R1 to I1, which is residential single-family home to industrial. That needs to be changed because the area was annexed into the city. It's the old compost site. And when things come into when new areas come into the city, they come in as R1. So that takes a change to turn that into industrial. Area 2 was there was a building permit submitted for the area, and it's zoned R3 currently and needs to be changed to C2 to allow the storage building on that lot. The only comment that we heard from the surrounding neighbors was from the Humboldt homes. They came in and asked what the building was going to be, and their concern was noise. And clearly, with it being a storage building, there's not going to be a lot of noise that's created by that outside of the construction of the building.
Is that the one right on the highway?
Yeah, that's right at. The biggest issue with that was actually the height of the building next to the airport, so they had to get clearance with the FAA to put that building there. The FAA has signed off on the building and the building height, so now it's just a matter of getting the zoning appropriate for that usage as a
Sandsville lot or?
Sandsville lot?
Yeah.
On the corner, it was the old,
Yep, right
that
on.
was that was a pretty tall building they put up and tore down there originally.
Yeah.
But
So, I mean, that wasn't a short building, but so it's Sands now.
yeah, they. I know that there was they had to move it around on the lot to make sure that it was the right height and everything. So that's Area 2. Area 3 is actually if you look at the map that's in the notes, it's actually the kind of the peninsula between the mill race and the river north of the park shed. And that area, it's Rosemary Laniers, I think, owns both buildings there. I've actually talked with her. That's zoned as mobile home, and obviously there's no mobile homes there. It's being used as a residential use. Currently, the one building's still for sale, but that change would be from mobile home 1 or mobile home to R3, which is multifamily, allowed multifamily. It's currently being used as R1, but I think it would probably, the best and highest use could potentially be multifamily at some point, especially with the potential of the river project there. That might be something that's more attractive in the future. It might have to be addressed in the future. My concern was mainly housekeeping items. We don't want a mobile home park there, I don't think, so it just made sense to clean it up while we had planning and zoning going through all these actions. So those are the 3 zoning changes, and then there's the two district changes are actually changing commercial 1, C1, to allow residential uses. This is it adds a line that says 50% or less of the main floor not fronting Sumner could be used as residential. There's several areas in the downtown zone that are being used for residential purposes that are not conforming to what that zoning actually says. So it has to go one way or the other. Either I have to enforce it and bring legal action against several places, or the zoning needs to be changed to kind of reflect what's being done in those areas. So the planning and zoning considered it. It was a 5 to 1 vote supporting this change. That was there was 2 members, one who didn't make it, but one who did make it to the meeting, that were opposed to this change. And then the last change is actually allowing wood frame structures in the industrial districts. Currently, only steel and masonry can be used. There's several folks that are opposed to the requirement for steel and masonry in the industrial districts. There are a few folks who've voiced their opposition to allowing wood frames, but it seems to be that those get approved anyway when they come before the board. So rather than requiring everybody to get a variance to put up a wood frame, it seems that change was in line. So that's the 5 items that will be considered at the public hearing.
Is that all of the industrial area?
What?
The wood frame?
No, well, it's only in industrial zoned areas, so that would be like over here.
But it would be every one of our industrial parks?
Yeah.
Well, like Syntax, right?
No, would not, the covenants, there's 2 separate issues here. You've got the zoning requirements, and then you have the covenants. HCDA's covenants do not allow wood frame structures in the Northwest Industrial Park. Or they do allow them in the Northwest Industrial Park in the subdivided area, but not in the full industrial park. And Humboldt Business Park will not allow wood frame structures. However, like Hadar could have wood frame structures, or Jet Company or Sand or anybody in that area could have wood frame structures, and those are all industrial areas there. So you kind of have to split out the industrial parks from just industrial zones, like where MS and Sons and things like that.
Did Syntax get a variance? Did they build a wood frame building?
That is a wood frame building.
Wood frame building, but
They're able to build
along the highway wasn't required for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a commercial. So it's kind of a confusing issue. But I know that there were several business owners that were interested in wood frame construction because it is quite a bit cheaper. Those are the items for consideration.
They sent an email out to the council about, I think, number 3. And my only concern was along the mill race there, it's kind of a nice green space now, but, if it's privately held, I guess, it's privately held, so I wouldn't like to see it developed. I'd like to see it, remain green space, but that's just, maybe selfish. It's right along the Cottonwood Trail.
Rosemary Lanier has actually told me that that's in some form of conservancy. The back part of that area is in a forest preserve conservancy, something like that. So I don't know exactly what that means, but that's what I was told.
Okay. Well,
It's not city involvement, I know that.
other than that, I don't have any problems with it,
Move to approve?
so. Second?
Roll call vote.
Goodell,
Aye.
Slater,
Aye.
Rusher,
Aye.
Hader.
Aye.
Next, we need a motion that the form of tax exemption certificate and loan disbursement agreement be placed on file and approved.
This simply certifies that the SRF loan with the Iowa Financial Authority will be tax exempt and that the city will maintain the requirements to ensure it stays exempt.
So move.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Slater?
Aye.
Rusher?
Aye.
Hayter?
Aye.
Goodell?
Aye.
Next, we need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution number 2013-07. A resolution approving and authorizing a form of loan and disbursement agreement by and between the City of Humboldt and the Iowa Finance Authority, and authorizing and providing for the issuance and securing the payment of $6,814,000 in water revenue capital loan notes, Series 2013, of the City of Humboldt, Iowa, under the provisions of the Code of Iowa, and providing for a method of payment of said notes.
This is the actual agreement and contains all the terms and legal language for the issuance. And the amortization schedule for the loan was actually included in the notes. That loan the payments will be after the forgiveness kicks in for the green portion of grants from the DNR. It will be approximately $380,000 a year. Before that forgiveness kicks in, it'll actually be $400,000. About $400,000, fluctuates right around there. Here's the amortization. This is actually a separate attachment.
Any questions from anyone on that?
So move.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Rusher?
Aye.
Hayter?
Aye.
Goodell?
Aye.
Slater?
Aye.
Under ordinances, need a motion to approve the final reading of the following proposed ordinance. An ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Humboldt, Iowa by amending Chapter 92, Section 2 by providing for annual adjustments to the water rates for the City of Humboldt, Iowa based on the Consumer Price Index, and to direct the city clerk to publish the aforementioned ordinances, ordinance number 2013-01.
This is just the CPI requirement, or a CPI adjustment year over year. Works out to about a little under 2% a year to maintain with the inflation.
Move to approve. Second.
Roll call vote.
Hayter?
Aye.
Goodell?
Aye.
Slater?
Aye.
Rusher?
Aye.
And we need a motion to approve the final reading of the following proposed ordinance. An ordinance amending the Code of Ordinance of the City of Humboldt, Iowa by amending Chapter 99, Section 2 by providing for annual adjustments to the sanitary sewer service charges for the City of Humboldt, Iowa based on the Consumer Price Index, and direct the city clerk to publish the aforementioned ordinance as ordinance number 2013-02.
Same provision, just for the sewer rates.
Move to approve. Second.
Roll call vote.
Goodell?
Aye.
Slater?
Aye.
Rusher?
Aye.
Hayter?
Aye.
That brings up the last of our regular scheduled items. Aaron?
I actually got a call today from a gentleman who was concerned about the uncontrolled intersections in the city. There was a school bus accident that occurred on 8th Avenue North and North 11th Street. And his request was that the city council put in stop signs or yield signs, but I told him I'd bring it to the council for discussion and consideration.
We've been through this before.
What was the reason for the accident? Somebody wasn't yielding that should have been?
I mean,
Was
That-
anybody injured?
I don't believe there were any injuries that were reported.
Mr. Darling sent out an email, said that there were no injuries.
Severe damage to anybody's vehicle or the bus?
As far as I
All he was
heard,
talking about was
nothing. I didn't
injuries.
actually see the accident.
He was just trying to squelch rumors about any.
Yeah.
Was it a student in a bus?
No, it was, you probably know more about this than I do. I just heard that.
Somebody from Livermore,
Yeah.
the school bus.
Yeah.
She got the worst end of the deal. I think they maybe took her to the hospital, but it wasn't anything just for observation possibility.
She wasn't yielding, is that what the situation was, or?
I'm not sure. I haven't gotten the full report yet. So
11th Street and 8th Avenue.
Yeah, so that'd be kind of between
Be one
my house and
block
his
off
shop.
the Highway 3.
Yep.
So,
Geez, that should be a wide open corner.
yeah.
Isn't that north of the football field?
That would be north of the football field and 2 or 3 blocks east, or west, I mean.
You know, every intersection in Humboldt
Yeah.
literally is almost, you know, in some ways is almost uncontrolled, and, you know, we put stop signs all along the back street here for the pool, you know, and the people that, you know, like or hate it, but it's certainly not fun
Well,
to
you could-
drive that way, except in pool
Yeah.
time, you know, that's,
Deal is you could-
if we do it everywhere, it's
I
just,
mean,
we're gonna
right.
stop.
Every time we have an accident, we can't put a
Right.
controlled stop sign there or
Right.
whatever.
People just need.
People need to know, people need to be aware of what the rules of driving are.
Yield to the right.
We just can't put signs on every corner. I
Yeah.
mean,
People have to remember the old adage, you yield to the person on the right. I
Yeah.
mean, that's just the way that it is. You can't put a stop sign on every intersection, for God's sake. We'll never get out around town.
Well, and there's no guarantee that they're gonna stop just because there's a stop.
Well,
Right.
after 50 years of not stopping,
Yeah.
people are still running through the stop sign up at Arnold's.
99% of the accidents are driver error,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you're not going to correct that by
Putting up a
signs
sign.
all over town.
yeah.
Well, I brought that to the
That's our
council.
feeling.
You did a good job, Aaron.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't kill the messenger.
No.
No. I guess that's all I've got for now. The water tower is going up. They've got steel on site. The crews have moved in. They'll start going up. It'll be kind of interesting to watch them work on that as they weld higher and higher into the air. Plants moving forward. The water plant's moving forward at a great pace. The company's doing a fantastic job. As we heard, they've ripped apart, some of the clarifiers. They're inside doing some of the process work, so it takes a lot of integration. They're working really well with people service to make sure that we don't have any interruptions or situations where we end up in a boil order. Hopefully, we'll stay on that path. Other than that, that's pretty much what's going on right now.
You putting new slakers in and stuff our way, Clint, or what's gonna happen to the slakers and stuff?
One should be arriving before too long. I think, and then it's just getting on the top, it's getting new, it's getting new control panel, but the body itself, new controls and belt fingers.
There'll be a deduct for this project that will come before the council for the slakers. They actually, and we discussed it when we went through the bid and awarded to IPT, that there was going to be a potential deduct for one of the slakers being changed out. It's actually a new slaker, but it's an older model, and it'll save us, I think, about $180,000. So that change is significant. All the controls and everything like that will be brand new controls. It's just the actual, is it the feeding mechanism?
The body itself.
Yeah, it's the actual body, like the metal of it,
Yeah.
rather than the controls. But it's an older model, and we'll save a considerable amount of money. Clint actually hunted that down to save us some cash, so he deserves some credit for that. He also hunted down the CO2 tank that saved some money.
Yeah.
So some good savings there, thanks to Clint. But that'll come before the council pretty soon.
Good. Thank you, Clint. Anything else, Aaron? Nope. Gloria, anything?
Just that I'll have your budget packets to you hopefully sooner than later this week.
Plugging.
We're working on getting those all put together.
Good. Darrell?
I know.
Joe?
Well, as usual, I jumped first and looked later. I was looking at today being Martin Luther King Day, I was looking at the national schedule and, in our schedule, and except for Columbus Day, this is the only national holiday that we don't take off as a city. So I got to thinking, well, maybe we should look at that in the future. So I emailed Aaron about it, and he said bring it up tonight. And then I got to looking at what Martin Luther King Day is actually about. And
It's about
so
working in
it's
education.
actually about working and servicing in the community and doing a lot more.
It
And
slays me that the people that went off in Des Moines for school don't realize that it was about teaching them education, that they should
Uh-huh.
be glad they're going to school there instead of trying to get off, but.
so I guess what I'm saying is kind of eating my words a little bit is, maybe we could look at having a day on, for Martin Luther King Day. And if we want to talk about, city or government or anybody doing special projects next year, and I'll be willing to look at that and bring a proposal to the next meeting and have something where, what I found and just found online is like there was a PBJ Day for MLK Day in Fort Dodge. Because foster grandparents and kids go together like peanut butter and jelly, we are collecting new jars of peanut butter and jelly. And there are all sorts of projects like this that people are organizing for Martin Luther King Day. So since I stepped in it, I'll take the lead on this one and see if there's something that we can get organized for next year. And you know, if it does turn out to be something where city employees want to do something like that, and if you know we as a city council decide it's worthwhile, then you know maybe we'll go ahead with something like that. But I'll do a little more research before I email you next. So that's pretty much all I have. Oh, and other than that, just you know, thank everybody in you know, organizations that do service work. They should be recognized today. This is, you know, a day of service to the community, not a day off. So you know, it's seems like a great holiday and something that I really wasn't aware of till I, like I said, put my foot in. So there you go.
It is really impressive. I serve on the Humboldt County Community Foundation, and the amount of service organizations and clubs that do so much through the community. It was really impressive. We had 37 grants and grant applications, and they were very, very strong. So
How much money did you have this year to disperse?
a little under 100,000. So
And I know Iowa leads the nation in volunteerism, so
yeah.
we're in the right place.
Joel?
No.
John?
No, I don't.
You know, you speak of volunteerism. I went to Helen Wicker's viewing the other evening, and her sisters and family were there and stuff, and they remarked about Humboldt and all the people that were there to, you know, wish their best to Helen passing and stuff to the family. You know, they're both from larger cities and stuff farther away. They just can't get over, you know, how Humboldt comes together, you know, for something like that. And, you know, when she was ill, how many people went to visit her, you know, and she was involved in programs, you know, and helped with the hospital, how many people are on those kind of deals, and they just couldn't get over that. To live in a smaller community, you know, what tremendous asset that is, you know, for people that need help and want to do things and stuff. And it's quite a change from, you know, big city life anyway. So it's pretty nice anyway. With that, we need a motion to schedule Monday, February 4th, 2013 at 5:30 PM with the date and time for the next regular meeting of the Humboldt City Council, and adjourn the session at 6 o'clock.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you and good night.